Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is the Black Manga Critic. We are back. We've been doing weekly Shonen Jump streams all day today. I'm just like cranking them out. I have not done a Black Clover review just because I don't know. I didn't feel like I wanted to read the chapter. I don't know, or maybe just because I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to talk about the chapters that I really, really, really wanted to talk about, as opposed to like Black Clover. Like I want to talk about Black Clover, but not as much. I don't want to talk about Black Clover nearly as much as I want to talk about Shokugeki, Dr. Stone, The Promised Neverland, Boku no Hero, and One Piece. Right? Like I don't want to talk about Black Clover nearly as much as I want to talk about those manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. But I really want to start reading some other manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. I want to see if Full Drive is in here and Golem Hearts. Maybe I'll do read-throughs of those too. I don't know. I'll see. But if they're in there, if they're in the magazine, I'll definitely check them out. I'll definitely do that. So what we're gonna do is read Boku no Hero because we have to, because I have not read this chapter yet, because I really, really want to read this chapter. I've been looking forward to it. I loved chapter 164. It was so good. It was everything that I would like in a chapter. I love the whole teaching thing. Like they had to be like teachers for a day or whatever for their test. I thought that was like brilliant move by Horikoshi, and I want to see more. I want to see how this turns out. I want to see. It's gonna be really good, and I love like that. And that ending was so good. What does it mean to be the symbol of peace? Like it was such a good ending. I love that ending. Because it's like people are like, oh well, of course he doesn't know what it means to be the symbol of peace. But it's like, dude, you are the number 2 hero. You should have learned something, but you didn't because you're the type, right? But like the fact that he didn't, and I guess maybe maybe it's like he did it because he's a horrible person and super closed off and all that stuff. So that's a reason. You are the number 2 hero. Like now you are basically the number 1 hero because All Might's out of commission, right? Toshinori is out of commission, so gotta figure some stuff out. But let's get into the chapter. All right. And let's do this. Let's get into the chapter. Let's figure some stuff out. And so it starts now. All right. Chapter 165 is entitled Win Those Kids' Hearts. Okay. Give them back. Those ain't toys for you brats. No way, we ain't gonna do what you tell us to. Sheesh. Think you can make it any easier for them to steal from you? I took them off and put them aside because they're dangerous. Yeah. So this whole connect with their hearts assignment is kind of fuzzy. Toads don't know what we're supposed to do. From the looks on their faces, Team Fish Poop is at a total loss. This is a training course. Have some respect for the process. Toads. Got any special requests for what they should do and how they should go about it, Sensei? The early elementary school years are critical and formative. A child's unique quirk can have a great effect on development, so we try to provide sound emotional support via counseling. However, counseling isn't always enough. The children of this class in particular have closed their hearts to us. I know that this should be my responsibility, but I thought that if they had the chance to meet you fine young men and women who are pursuing your dreams, if you can show the children how earnest you all are, better not say anything thoughtless and make more trouble. All we got to do is make friends with them. Gotcha. Let's finish this babysitting job quick and get to the real training. And the real training is like battles. And this is the thing, right? This is the thing with Bakugo. It's like, I get that people like Bakugo's development in certain ways, but I just do not like Bakugo. I don't like him. I think he's like a kind of scummy kid. And he just bothers me. He just bothers me, because and it's the entitlement. That's the thing that really bothers me. It's like when something like this amount of anger and this amount of like, jealousy and all this stuff is born from a sense of I'm the best and I'm supposed to be the best and people have told me I'm the best, so I should be the best. So you shouldn't be nearly as good as like. I don't care, man. Like I don't care about that stuff. That's like, get out of here, Bakugo. You're bothering me. Ugh. Bakugo is always so thoughtful. What's UA's resident powder cake planning to do next? Of course, they're going to walk all over a teacher who doesn't know how to lead them. The brats decided they're in charge. You can't just say they'll come around eventually. One of these pipsqueaks has got to be the boss. We just got to find out who. Then we kick their butt, string them up, and have the others chuck rocks at them as a warning. There's no better way than showing them how weak and pathetic they are. Or we could just make friends with them. That doesn't even work. And that's not the thing either. There's not necessarily like a boss in terms of the classroom, in terms of like who's the person that leads everybody. Like that's not a thing. In terms of like social cliques and stuff like that. It's very much so like maybe there are bosses or leaders in particular cliques in classrooms, but usually like you have like groups who are like going to do certain things and groups who don't want to do those things with that other group. So I mean, so far, I love this chapter already because like it's good. It's very accurate, like in some ways, and it's very accurate in the way, like in the misguided way of thinking about these groups and thinking about kids and thinking about classes. There you have it. Bakugo's unique point of view. Who's the strongest, huh? Step up and fight me. Whoa, let's just take a step back. Such an antiquated and violent way of thinking. Yo. Yo, this little kid is so funny, man. It says a lot about how you were raised. You bet it does. I love this kid. And there are kids that will like expose you almost immediately. Like they can see right through you, especially if you act like that. If you act like, like if you act like you want to keep things hidden from them. Like if that's like if they can like kind of, I don't know, smell it on you and like some sort of like predator prey kind of thing. Like you can't come in like I gotta make sure they don't know this thing. You can't come in with that stuff. Like they can sense it, very quickly, and that's why you have kids like that who are like because they know what they're talking about. It's not like it's not even like about like whether this kid might feel just as entitled as Bakugo, right? And there's like a reflection that happens in that sense. But like the kid is so funny. I love this kid. Pardon me for doubting, but are they going to be okay? Relax. He's just all bark. The tough guy act is so last year. I'm bringing it back. Getting to know one another is the best shortcut to friendship. I love to. I can't remember this guy's name, but it's so funny. He's just like really trying hard to befriend everybody. It's like you gotta chill, man. Who here wants to be a hero someday? Our second challenger is the boy from Chiketsu. I bet that dealing with children is one of Inasa's specialties. His sheer love for life invigorates everyone around him. It's a sight to behold. This guy sure is easily influenced. Raise those hands. Me. Heroes are cool. I'm super strong. Is that so? Well, same here. It feels like my blood's gonna burst right out of my body. I get so excited. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but it sounds good, right? Heroes are the ones who keep everyone smiling, right? Now, boys and girls who cause trouble for their teachers can't even become great heroes. They can't? Nope, which means, but hang on. Fair point. And I think was that his wind power? Like what happened? Or did one of the students use their quirks and like blast him off? Now, what's happening? Next page. I was in no position to talk down to all of you. Please accept my apology. He's so dramatically sensitive and pure. These kids are tougher cookies than we thought. Like I said, sometimes you gotta get rough. Bakugo, that's not true. Huh? That's how I was raised. I think there's a better way. Yeah, I think so too. Oh yeah? Then let's see this better way. Sure. I gave Shoto everything. By age 20, I'd already climbed to the number 2 position. It was because I made that climb that I understood. Unless I reached the summit, it was all for nothing. If all I cared about was titles, I could have worn a smile like you and played the part of the lovable fool. But I wanted to be the strongest. This isn't like you. Answer me already about what it means to be the symbol of peace. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I believed that this country needed a symbol, so I started dashing headlong towards that goal. A shining light. Hope, a wake-up call for everyone. As I ran, I swore that I swore I'd become that sort of man. People always had these worried looks. All the heroes in the world couldn't slow the rising crime rates. Much more than now, they were truly scared. I brushed off the kindness of others and cut them out of my life. That's the path I chose. Your former sidekick? Endeavor. The position you've been put in. I know what people are saying. A lot of people compare us, but you and I are different. The symbol I strove to be, that isn't the path for you to follow. Take your time to figure out the way you ought to do things. That's interesting. That's a really interesting answer. You're up next. I'll do this my way. It's the man who brings a cool head and hot blood to the table, Shoto Todoroki. Go Shoto! Shoto, they're like, oh, Shoto, he's so cute. Nothing like a handsome dude to brighten my day. Ugh, can't sink to her level. Ignore him, ignore him. How's he gonna bridge this divide? Stay tuned, folks. Whatever. 5 weenies is boring. Let's go mess with the giant gorilla. What sort of person am I? Until I show them that, nothing I say will get through to them. That's true. I'm not 5 weenies. My name is Shoto, and I'm a student at UA High School with the aspirations of becoming a hero. I've always hated my father, number one career endeavor, so becoming a hero is by way of beating him. My classmates and I have shared good times and bad, and he's starting in with his very own character profile blurb. Boring. Survey says no thanks. Yo, sorry. Nice try, Todoroki. Yo. Oh man. That was really good. He tried, he poured his heart out. He told them everything, and they were like, nah, we're good. Yo, I can't stop laughing. That was really funny. Oh man. Yo, and he said survey says no thanks. Oh, that was really good. Could have predicted that. So you 3 all took kind of typical approaches, but maybe showing off our quirks is the best way to finish this. That's what I was trying to say. No way, really? Imagine that. Because the gap between us is huge and they're having so much fun messing with us. Instead of trying to fill that gap, let's just dive in head first with a live demonstration. What are they talking about? We know what's up. Mom and Dad and the TV all ask the same thing. Are heroes doing okay? We know. No, you mustn't. We're better than them. Ha! This I like. Bring it, you brats. We'll take you on. They're struggling this much against grade schoolers? His conscience made him keep that thought to himself. Yo, I love this little mini like training arc. It's so good. And I think like again, it really is something like, one, you have to like kids, I think. And 2, I don't think you have to have had any teaching experience with children, but I think it really helps. Like it's something that like when you've had that experience, like you just get this stuff. Like kids are so funny and they're just like so like the ego is there. They're like, hey, I'm in 6th grade, but I know everything. You know what I mean? It's like this is real. This is so real. It's so funny. It's so funny. I love this arc already. I love this little mini arc already. It's so good. I love the fact that Todoroki like tried to tell his whole story and they were like, man, we don't care. I love that. That was so funny. He was really like he was legit pouring his heart out, and I was just like, oh, I'm Todoroki. I went through all this stuff. This is my life. Like he was telling his whole history, and they were like, we don't care. Like this is boring. And then Bakugo was yelling at him, trying to challenge them to a match. Like who does that? Like who's a teacher that's like, come on, fight me? Like who does that? Like you look at teachers like that and you think they're ridiculous. Like whoa, calm down, guy. So it's just really, really funny. Just really, really funny. I love this stuff. This stuff is so funny. And I think people, and some people might not like it because they're like, oh, well, how does this, how does this help, or how does this help with character progression and development? How does it help move the story forward? Blah blah blah. All these things. But I think it does a great job in terms of moving the story forward, right? Because there are different ways to move the story forward. Sometimes people only care about, oh, I want the story to move forward so that Deku can become the hero of peace and the story can end, and I'm like, that's not what it's all about. Like, a lot of this really has to do with, we want to see how the characters develop. I want to see how the characters develop. I want to see how they progress. I want to see how the narratives unfold and the little, the characters interact and all of that. The battles are awesome. They're very cool. When they're great, they're phenomenal. But I'm really, really concerned with the development of these characters, with seeing how they grow, with seeing how they deal with stuff that real kids deal with. That's really important. That's one of the reasons why this manga is so popular. A lot of people think like a lot of the stuff is cookie cutter, but like how many battle manga have you seen do something like this well, where like they say, okay, you know what? We just had this super battle heavy arc. Now here's a test where the heroes have to deal with grade schoolers, and Horikoshi's doing a great job with this. I love this. I think the character development is phenomenal because there's a point where like Bakugo clearly is trying so hard to hold in all of his energy and rawness and everything like that. And even now, what's his boom the sound guy, the one with the loud voice, Mike guy, but I can't remember his name. But he's just thinking they are really struggling. This is really, really hard for them. And it shouldn't be this hard for them because a big part of this is just there's a genuine nature. You have to be, empathy is really important. And they don't have that empathy because they're not really listening to the kids in a certain way. They're not thinking about what it is that they might actually want to do. Then compromising, doing things like that, figuring out how their minds tick in a certain way. They make a lot of assumptions. It's hard. Teaching is hard. Any form of teaching is difficult when you're coming at it initially. And it's especially difficult if you can't empathize with students. You can tell when you were a student and you saw you met certain teachers, you were like, these teachers clearly do not care about students. They clearly are in it to make the money that they're making, and that's it. And they just and you can tell almost immediately. You go into a classroom, and this is regardless of the age and grade. Regardless, you can always tell a teacher who is just miserable, doesn't want to deal with the kids, but sort of I was recently watching Anne of Green Gables. If anyone has ever watched the videos or read the books, and there's a teacher in that is just miserable, and clearly the students don't like her at all because she's miserable. She exudes misery, and she exudes contempt for them. So no wonder they don't like her. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. So that's why they're having such a hard time because they're worried about becoming a hero and passing this test. But it's yo, get into it. Really start going out of your way to empathize with these kids. Because kids are going to be kids. That's something you also have to realize. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to do, ridiculous things. But you can't be you can't hold a grudge, when it comes to certain things. You just can't. Because they're kids. So, and these are kids. So I really love this. I love that it's not that it wasn't just 2 chapters, but that this is something that's clearly going to continue for a couple more chapters. I really like that. I want to see Todoroki, Inasa, Kami, and Bakugo develop. I want to see how they get through this. This is extremely important for quality character development. If they just kind of jump a hurdle, easily and or skip a few hurdles to get past this test, I'm gonna be well, what was the point of everything else? I want to see this stuff. I want to see how they develop. I'm really, really invested in this. I love this chapter again. Like I love this chapter because it's a continuation of everything that happened in the previous chapter, and that last panel was so funny, right? Like this struggling this much against grade schoolers, his conscience made him keep that thought to himself. I love that because like he's a teacher, you know what I mean? Like he's clearly a teacher, and teachers don't, get on their students in a certain way. Like you don't tell your students, oh, they're terrible because they didn't do well on the test, or because they did even if they did a particular thing, you don't be like, oh, you're terrible. You're a terrible human being. You're so bad. Why are you so bad? You don't do that because it doesn't help anything, and it doesn't help them grow. It doesn't help them be better. So even in this instance, he's being a teacher while watching these kids trying to be teachers. It's really, really funny. Really, really funny. So like if you're a teacher reading this stuff, it's like this weird, it's just like this really funny meta, like sort of, I guess like textuality that's sort of going on there, where it's like you're a teacher reading teachers trying to teach kids how to teach kids. Like it's really, really funny. I love this stuff. In terms of the chapter, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because I love this chapter. It's such an accurate and realistic chapter. I think that's the thing that I love about My Hero Academia. When it comes to the kids and it comes to the school stuff, just legitimate, really interesting stuff that really can teach us people about what it means to do certain things. And this teacher in here is just like, I've met so many teachers that are like that. It's just like, I thought I could be the one to like the sort of like Dangerous Minds, freedom writers teacher that's like, I'm gonna be the one to help these kids. I'm gonna be the person to do, and it's just like, that's not the way life works. Like you're not gonna be able, to be Michelle Pfeiffer or Hilary Swank. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, or even Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to do those things sometimes. Like sometimes, like you gotta trip up. And clearly, this teacher's in a place where she's tripping up. Like it's just, he's not getting through. And sometimes it happens. You gotta figure out how to deal with it. And she figured that, hey, and that her solution was to say, I'm gonna introduce the kids to these other individuals, and hopefully these individuals can get through to them. That's what a teacher does. The teacher's like, hey, something's not working here. I need to get asked for help. Teacher can't do everything. Teacher can't do everything. And that's really important, So again, I give this chapter a 9 out of 10 because I loved it. I think a lot of people will be like, oh, this chapter was boring. There was no fights. Where are the fights? And I'm like, I don't even care. I do not care that there aren't any fights in these 2 chapters. Whoa, there have been no fights in 2 chapters. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is just come on. Like, you're being a little too much. Just relax. Okay, the fights will come. You know that they will come. They will arrive. They'll be there. Just enjoy what's happening here. Really get into the sort of hilarity of it. And I love the whole thing with All Might and Endeavor. I thought that was interesting because I thought All Might would have like a response, but All Might was really just like, you got to do your own thing, man. You got to figure out how to be you. But also, connect to people. And I think that was good because he didn't give Endeavor a cop-out, right? He didn't say, here's the answer, now go and do that. He was like, Endeavor, you got to figure this out. You're an adult. You're the number 2 hero. You have all the tools to figure out what, how to be a symbol of peace in your own way. And in your own way in a way that is progressive, positive, and all those things. And a big part of that is going to be him changing his temperament. He's got to change a little bit about himself, in terms of like how he approaches people, how he does particular things. It doesn't have to be like a super intense like shift in certain ways, but I think he's got to look at himself. He really has to look at himself and be like, I gotta change some things. Like I need to like understand, right? Like even Vegeta, you know what I mean? Even Vegeta's like has changed himself in certain ways, right? In Dragon Ball series. And like Endeavor needs a little bit of that. He needs a little bit of, okay, I'm gonna keep my pride in certain things, but I'll like, right, and still continue to try to be the strongest. But at the same time, right, but you can continue to be the strongest and work towards being more progressive and positive as a hero. You can do those things, right? Look at Goku. He does it all the time. You know, and all these other shonen heroes, right? They do that all the time. They fight to be the strongest, but they're also extremely kind people who try to help other people. You know what I mean? Endeavor has to look at himself in the mirror, and he has to really do that work. Because All Might did not give him an answer. He said, "Dude, you gotta figure that out for yourself, man. No cop outs, no cop outs." Because All Might did all that work to be the symbol of peace. Nobody gave him a simple answer. He figured that out himself. He did all that work, and he got to and he came to a realization, and then he enacted then he acted on that realization and became All Might. So Endeavor needs to do that same work. Got to do that work, all that emotional work. So no cop outs here. All right. So I love this I love this chapter. I thought it was great. I loved it. Again, I give it a 9 out of 10 because I love these chapters. I love these fun kind of chapters. They're always really funny. They're always really interesting. So that's basically my review of Boku no Hero, chapter 165. Correct? Yeah, 165. I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I am going to check and see if anybody's here in terms of like the chat or anything like that. Who is here? Who was here? You know, let me see. Someone's asking me, anime manga god's asking me a whole bunch of sort of questions that I have to get to in like a different stream. And anime manga god, I will get to those questions in like a stream. Like I said, feel free to email me if you have questions about certain things. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter. I have no problem talking with people and one-on-one and having like these kind of conversations. I don't mind. So if you want to talk to me about anything that might not have to do with the chapter itself, or manga or anime in general, like feel free to hit me up on Twitter. Feel free to hit me up, via email. Like my email's in there, my Twitter's in there. I have Discord. I have a Discord, so you can go to that, check that out. And cool. So okay, so I'm gonna end this stream because I gotta get to One Piece because I'm saving the Promised Neverland for last. So I gotta get to my One Piece stream. Again, I love this chapter. It was great. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good. Shogeki no Soma, I feel like I gave it 8 out of 10 because I love the baking. I gave Dr. Stone, I feel like I gave Dr. Stone a 9 out of 10 as well. But I don't know, but like I gotta end the stream and let's go to One Piece. Let's go to One Piece, man. Let's get to One Piece. All right. So I'm the Black Manga Critic. Again, you want to talk to me outside of like streams like this, I'll have other streams. I will do other streams. But if you want to do that, definitely hit me up either on Twitter, via email. I have a Discord. If you want to come on join my Discord for that stuff, feel free to hit the links in the description box. And I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out.